Hello and welcome to The Rabbit Hole with me, Graham Hughes, and Rachel Harris. How you doing, Rachel? You okay?
I'm fine. I'm sitting in a studio. It's about 33 degrees in here. It's getting warm.
I'm really cold, actually. I was thinking of wearing my fleece.
Oh my
But then
God.
again, someone on a bloody horse has just gone past, so, you know, I live in a very strange place. I live in fucking Narnia.
You are in this weird place, aren't you? And it's like a little
freezing.
microclimate. You know, it's like Shackleton and Captain Scott coming through the background.
It feels like that, yeah. Paul Martin, you've got red on you. I don't know what that refers to. Canadian Ollerman is saying elbows up, Canada. Diz is in the chat, Billy Kershaw, Scott. If you'd like to join our friends in the chat, you need to just jump into a time machine and subscribe to the channel 6 hours ago. If you haven't already done that, then you can't comment. Sorry. It's your own fault for not inventing a time machine.
Yeah.
Ollie was so excited last night, not Canadian Ollieman, but Yorkshire Ollieman, because he's got a Hot Wheels DeLorean.
I saw that.
And he's going to use a 3D printer to put all this stuff on it to make it like out of his game book.
I love Ollie, and then he goes, "Oh, I wasn't born then." It's when he says, "I wasn't born then," or "I was 4 then." Oh, that's where I want to punch him. In a good way.
Well, listen, talking of being not born at a period of time in our lives. Well, Ollie in Yorkshire was not born. He was not around in 1987 when Spaceballs came out.
Hey.
The spoof of Star Wars, Mel Brooks, Rick Moranis, Bill Pullman, and the late great John Candy as Boff. Absolutely brilliant spoof. I thought it got mixed reviews at the time, but as a kid, I thought it was great.
I remember Barry Norman going, I watched this film called Spaceballs, and one half of this film described what I thought of it. He didn't like it at all.
But Spaceballs 2 has been announced this week. It was announced. And you've got to bear in mind, Mel Brooks, who's going to be coming back, reprising his role as Yogurt. He is 98 years old. Next week, he's going to be 99 years old. By the time this movie comes out, he could well be 101 years old.
Well, he's just about for the the Yoda. Yoda was pretty old, so it's pretty good.
Well, Dame Vera Lynn died a few years ago on this day, and she was 104, I think. So, but the real treat here is Rick Moranis coming back. Now, Rick Moranis, he lost his wife in the late 90s, I think about 96, 97.
Look after the kids.
And he thought he'd take a sabbatical from working to look after the kids. Yeah. And he realised that he didn't miss acting much. Yeah. And so he just stayed off. He never officially quit acting, I don't think. He just never came back. And now he's going to be back playing Dark Helmet.
I am the key holder.
And Paul Martin's making reference to Men in Tights. Obviously, that might get mentioned. Shaun of the Dead. That's a parody film. That's a spoof. That's fantastic. So what you've done, Rach, you've got us a list, haven't you? Well,
I've got a list.
I went through the database list.
Yeah, because it's funny, they don't really do parody films anymore. Not like they used to. So what I did was I looked at a couple of lists, and the top 50, we can scat through the ones that if one of us haven't seen it, what we said was we wouldn't talk about it too much.
Yeah.
But the number one on the is Airplane.
It better be Airplane. It better be Airplane.
It is Airplane.
It's one of the greatest films ever made. Never mind spoofs.
Yeah.
And what I particularly love about Airplane is the fact that it was based on a 1950s film called 0 Hour, and they actually used some of the genuine lines from 0 Hour. You can watch them side by side. I've seen comparisons, and it is literally, we need to find someone who can fly this plane and who didn't have fish for dinner.
I bet this is it. I get this is a bad day for giving out smoking. Is it?
It's a bad day for giving up sniffing glue. But yeah, that is one of the few comedy films I think really stand up to rewatching, just because the jokes come so thick and fast.
Yeah.
You have a joke, you have a gag every 30 seconds. So no matter how many times you've seen it, there'll be stuff that you'll sort of see for the first time or notice for the first time.
What I liked, it is. There's a lot of gags. It's a bit like watching Spaced when you watch that. There's loads of lines from other films, and you have to be a bit of a film buff to spot. Oh look, that's from Terminator, or that's from the lines. And Airplane's like that. And also Airplane 2, which wasn't as good as Airplane 1. There's a bit in that where William Shatner's, he's going, there are these circular lights. I don't know what they do, but the pattern keeps, and those circular lights are in the backgrounds of loads of Next Generation and Voyager. It's a bit, and they just keep rolling up in every lab, in every space. There they are in the background. They obviously wheel it in as part of the set. And he has these. I don't know what these lights are. They're in my life. They keep turning up. What are they?
that movie, although that wasn't Abraham Zucker and Zucker, it did have one of the funniest visual gags of all time, which is William Shatner appearing on the view screen, and he's like, "I'll come down to the bridge," and and it's just a door. They're just talking through a window in a door. It's just like genius. The other one is there's a spoof movie with Dirty Val Kilmer. Oh. Rest in peace. From the 80s called Top Secret. That was Zaz.
Yeah,
that's
in the list.
Zucker. And Top Secret has my second favorite visual gag of all time, which is there's someone at a table at a desk, and there's a phone in the foreground, really close to the camera, and the phone rings, and they pick it up, and it's a giant phone. It's so shit, and you'll never laugh at it once you've seen it the first time, but just very, very creative, very witty, very funny. Attila is saying Spinal Tap.
Yeah, that's at number 11 on the IMDb.
Ooh, that's 11. That should be number 2 after Airplane.
Sorry, no, I get back. It's Spinal Tap. Where is it? I saw it. It is at where is it? Spinal Tap. Oh my goodness, Hot Fuzz. Oh, this is Spinal Tap number 17 on the IMDb database.
Okay, next up. Someone's just pointed out.
It should be 11, shouldn't it? Oh, it was the gag you just cracked, wasn't it?
L is, I should have got up to 11. L has just mentioned Galaxy Quest. And honestly, if you're a Trekkie, if you're a bit of a Trek nerd, that is like a love letter to fans of Star Trek.
It's so good. I'm just having a look at Galaxy Quest. It's not in the top 50, but it must be there. I mean, that is a great, the bit where they take her out and they go down the side of the space station.
I just like where they ring up the nerd kid with the schematics.
22.
Yeah. Okay, so 17 is Spinal Tap, 22 is Galaxy Quest. I love it when they call up the lad and he goes, we need the schematics, and he goes, and he tells him it's real. And he goes, I knew it! And he's like so excited. I knew it was real. But yeah.
Also the end, when he goes down into the room with the blocks going, dum, dum, jum, bum, bum. Because I don't know what that does. What is that? I don't know.
And Sigourney Weaver walking around, she's got like a push-up bra on the whole time. And she's like, I just repeat what the computer says. Like, that's my only role.
That's my job, and I'm going to do it.
Back to Spinal Tap though. Spinal Tap is the reason why, if you go on the BBC iPlayer, little Easter egg for you, the volume goes up to 11. Which I really appreciate. I think, when you're turning the volume up on your TV or your sound system or whatever, the worst is if it's like out of 100. When there's like 100 points or degrees or whatever gradient on there, and you've got to press the button down on the volume down for about 10, 15, 20, 30 seconds for it to actually go down to a level that you want it to.
My shower does that. It goes to 10 and then there's a button, a little red button. Takes it to 11 and
love it. Another vote for Galaxy Quest. I did enjoy that one, says Anne Phillips. My bro disliked it because he's allergic to Tim Allen. I'm not a big fan of Tim Allen, but I do like Galaxy Quest. He's got a bit
trumpy, isn't he?
He's also in Toy Story, so
Also,
what's number 2?
Not Sigourney Weaver. Jamie Lee Curtis met her husband. Is it Chris Guest through that?
Christopher Guest. Is she married to Christopher Guest?
I think it's Chris Guest. I might be wrong. She's married to somebody in Spinal Tap. And the story goes, she watched the film and thought, with all the wig and the guitar, he looked sex on a stick, and she rang him up and went on a date with him.
He's done well. Well, they turn up in other stuff. I mean, one of the guys from the Hank Shearer, he does a lot of voice of The Simpsons.
Yeah.
The guy who played the lead singer. Right. He was in Better Call Saul. He played Saul Goodman's brother.
Yeah,
and
I love. Sorry,
I didn't really recognize him at first. And like after a few episodes, like, why does he look so familiar? Oh my god, he's from Spinal Tap.
I really like the bit when he's playing the guitar, the melody on the piano, and it's really, and he's that's lovely. What is that? Oh, it's called "Suck My Love Pump."
Very good. So who's number 2?
Number 2 on the IMDb database of parody movies. Number 2 is, after Airplane. Oh, for goodness sake, come on. Austin Powers, believe it or not.
Austin Powers is number 2.
International Man of Mystery.
Okay. Although I think the second one's better, but
yeah. Well, The Spy Shagged Me, is it?
Yeah.
Is that Hello, baby.
Should we shag now or shag later?
I like Fat Bastard. I think he's the best character in that, because me putting on some weight, I always say to my wife, "Oh, I'm really fat. Oh no," like, well, God, she's like running away from me.
Yeah.
It is. He's a great character.
Yeah. I mean, I love Austin Powers. I thought it was hilarious. I didn't like the third one so much, but I did think it was hilarious that the subplot about Austin Powers and Dr. Evil being half brothers.
Yeah.
And then they actually did that in the Bond series in Spectre. And it was like, that makes us brothers, James. Don't you remember? We used to go skiing together in Moritz.
Hello, Cuckoo.
But yeah, I mean, one of the things I'd say about like Airplane and Spinal Tap, Galaxy Quest, Young Frankenstein, Blazing Saddles, even Spaceballs is what they were was like a decent film underneath it all, and it didn't matter if you hadn't seen the source material. You could watch Austin Powers and then never seen a Bond film. You'll still find it quite funny if you knew anything about the swinging 60s.
Well, that's a good thing about a parody, isn't it? It's like when I was a kid, there were the Barron Knights, and the Goodies used to do pop songs, and they were piss takes of the originals. I mean, you could listen to them and they were funny, even if you hadn't heard the originals. But you don't hear parody pop. You don't hear parody pop songs anymore.
Well, you do. You've got Weird Al Yankovic.
Yeah, it's true.
If you watch his movie, the Weird Al Yankovic story, it's brilliant. It's really, really funny. It's a work of genius. And
The Ruttles is the best parody film.
The Ruttles,
parody film, Ruttles. It's not on any of the top 50.
No.
And those songs are I've got the Ruttles, the best of the Ruttles album. It's good.
Neil Innes was supposed to talk at our anti-Brexit rally in 2019, and he couldn't make it in the end at the last minute. And I was absolutely gutted because I was so excited to meet him.
Yeah, that would have been
He wrote, I said maybe by Oasis, didn't he?
Oh, really?
Yes. Well, they ripped it off because he did a song called How Nice It Is to Be an Idiot. Yeah. Or How Sweet It Is to Be an Idiot or something. And it was exactly the same. It was just they changed the lyrics to his song. Yeah. And so now if you look on that particular Oasis track, you'll see Neil Innes listed.
Fantastic. Yeah, of course.
But he was behind the Ruttles along with Eric Idle, which was a piss take of the Beatles.
The Ruttles are great. They are really good. And those songs are really, really listenable.
Yeah. No, he was a musical genius. He really was.
Yeah. Did you ever watch the book at the Guinness Book of Records when you were a kid? Because I'm being patronising now.
No.
You didn't watch the Guinness Book of Records?
The Guinness Book of Records? No. I wish I had.
Oh, you must find that on iPlayer somewhere. It's loads of his music. I think it's called the Guinness Book of Records. Great.
So, I mean, you could argue that going back to sort of Monty Python.
Yeah.
Life of Brian is a parody film.
It is.
Holy Grail is a parody film. It's a parody film of those, but it's also a parody of the Crusades.
The Meaning of Life. The Meaning of Life is at number 12.
Yeah.
I'm going to look, to see if it's in the top. Monty Python and the Holy Grail, 21.
21. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is a parody, isn't it? So what about number 3? Who's number 3 after Airplane and International Man of Mystery? Austin Powers.
Okay. Number 3, Naked Gun.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yes.
At the time. But I mean, we talked about Neil. Was it what's his name? Nielsen. Leslie Nielsen because he used to be a serious actor, right? He was in loads of 50s films, and he was in The Poseidon Adventure. People don't remember him in The Poseidon Adventure, but he was the captain.
Yep.
And then he rocks up in Airplane. I just want to wish you all good luck. We're all counting on you, and all that stuff. And that's when he switches into comedy, and then you start seeing him in all the Naked Gun films.
Yeah.
With O.J. Simpson.
With O.J. Simpson, who's referenced in the trailer for the new Naked Gun with Liam Neeson playing Frank Drebin Jr. And they have the police, the sort of the sons of all the police officers looking at the picture of their dads. And it's like Leslie Nielsen and then Neudberg, and then the next one is... Oh, no, he was Neudberg, wasn't he? He played Neudberg.
Yeah, but it's funny, he had a major role in Capricorn 1 as well, O.J. Simpson.
He did. Which is a fantastic movie.
That is a fantastic
That is a hidden gem. That is... these 5-star movies that you've never heard of. Capricorn 1 with Elliot Gould and...
Telly Savalas.
Terry Savalas, yeah.
Do that, son. That's my son. He's not in charge. It's my airline. It's mine. I don't like my son.
Isn't Bruce Boxleiter in that as well from Babylon 5? Is he in it? Am I just dreaming that?
Well, I don't
I'm thinking
know.
of something else. Essentially, it's they fake the landing on Mars because the actual rocket blows up, and they're like, oh shit, we'll have to pretend to do it in a studio, and then they're like, right, thanks for filming that with us. Now that no one ever sees you and no one ever finds out about this, we're going to kill you all and say you bent up on re-entry.
Yeah, so they know that the oxygen system's going to fail, so they don't send them. The thing goes all the way to Mars. They fake the landing. It comes back, and they're meant to then put them in the capsule, drop them in the sea. Yeah. But as it's coming into re-entry, it burns up, and everybody sees it, and they go, "Oh shit, we're gonna have to kill the astronauts now."
It's very good. And Elliot Gould plays the journalist, who's excellent film. Doc 4x4, thank you very much for the £5 super chat. I'm watching down the pub because internet is being weird at home. So big thanks to Rachel for getting me out the shoebox. Hey, thanks very much, Doc 4x4, and thank you for the super chat, mate.
Thank you.
That's very kind of you. Police Squad is awesome. Yeah, I would say that Police Squad, they only made like 6 episodes of it, but that was like the run up to Naked Gun. That was one of the first sort of... That and an Airplane. I remember watching them on the TV as a kid. I'm pretty sure that Police Squad was on BBC 2 or something at 9 o'clock. In between repeats of Quantum Leap.
I don't think I watched Police Squad, or if I did, I can't remember it. That's a long time ago.
How about Robin Hood, Men in Tights? That was a fairly good spoof.
I remember that. I don't remember the plot. I mean, I sort of remember. I know the parody, and I did see it at the time. I remember obviously Robin Hood they made him out to be quite camp.
But he had a British accent, unlike the other Robin Hoods. I have a British accent.
Yes. But yeah, I remember it being really funny as a kid.
I hardly remember anything from it,
No, me neither.
Talk about a movie that's just like completely dropped out of my head. I'd watch it now and I'd be like, have I seen this before? I did that. That happened with not Kick-Ass 2. What is it?
Kick-Ass is great.
What's the one where of Kingsman 2, The Golden Circle? It was on Channel 4 earlier in the year. I was around at my mum's. I was just like, I don't remember any of this. I went to see it at the cinema. And I couldn't remember anything. I don't know if I went in and fell asleep or it was just a terrible movie. Or
it's what we said last week, though. That's like watching Solo, right? I can't remember anything about Solo now.
I can't remember anything about Solo.
And I'll put it in the DVD going, oh, Solo, I'm really looking forward to it. And as soon as I get out, it finishes. It'll be the guys from Men in Black. I'll go, and I'll forget it again.
We've got a vote. We've got an honourable mention here for Dracula Dead and Loving It. I've got a feeling.
That's great.
Was that Mel Brooks as well?
I thought it was that the one with
it might have been a Zaz film.
I was just trying to think who's in that. It'll come back to me, but it's good. It is funny. Leslie Nelson's in it, isn't it?
Yeah,
so it is funny. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, it is funny. I remember that. Yeah,
but after Airplane and Naked Gun, he was in loads of shit spoof movies. He was in one called like Repossessed, which was a spoof of The Exorcist. And we should take a moment to just mention some of the really shit spoof movies out there, especially Meet the Spartans, which was a piss take of 300. which was so bad, like so bad. And epic movie. So there was scary movie.
Oh, yeah, it's on the list.
That's on the list.
Let me scan
epic
down.
movie. A scary movie might be on the list, but not epic movie.
Scary movie's on the list. Yeah. Sorry, Top Secret, Monty Python. I'm just going down to see if you might be lucky. Johnny English. I don't like the Johnny English films. No, it isn't. I think you're going to get away with it. Spy Hard, number 48. Spy Hard. No, you're right. It's not there.
No, epic movie has 2% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Excellent.
2%.
It's like you've got to work hard to do that.
I had like 100 reviewers. 2 of them went, "Yeah, sorry." But what the problem is, and I was going to go back to what I said before about like, so I was just saying in the chat, when you mentioned Robin Hood, the song Pancake Day, you mean Pancake Day, Pancake Day, Pancake Day, entered your head. Yeah, it always will. It always will. I remember years ago, I was queuing to get into the guest area at the V Festival down in, where was it, Staffordshire, when it was held in Staffordshire. This is like 2003 or something. And we're queuing up to get in, and for some reason, everyone in the queue started singing the theme tune to Maid Marian and Her Merry Men. And it always sticks in my head. Like, we're at a music festival. We got like the Scissor Sisters playing, and the Strokes, and the Pixies, and everyone's singing Maid Marian. But yeah, another great parody. But what I was going to say is, like, I think that these movies, when they work on their own merits. You don't have to have seen what they're taking the piss out of in order to get the joke. So when I first saw Airplane, I hadn't seen 0 Hour, so I didn't know the specific movie. I'd seen probably Airport 77 or
75,
something.
70, there's 75, 77, and 79.
What was the one where they went into space?
Because the one in
didn't have a different name in the UK. It wasn't 79 in the US, but it was 80 in the UK because it took that long for the prince to get over it.
Is that the Concorde one, 79, wasn't it? And then there's the 75
when they went into space.
I haven't seen
space.
I haven't seen that. This is the Concorde one, which is 79. The one with the 747 plunging into the sea, and they're under the water, 75 or 77. And then there's the one with the 707 with Dean Martin.
Was it George C. Scott? Who was it who was in all these airplane movies? Wasn't there like one guy who was always in them?
Oh, I don't know. There was the guy that played the guy
in C-11A.
The guy that was George Kennedy was in
George Kennedy.
Yeah,
that's the one.
In the first one, I love that he's in Dean Martin, and the airport's covered in snow, and he goes, and Dean Martin's the pilot, and George Kennedy's the taxi commander. And he's like, I got to get it out of the snowdrift. And he yanks the engines onto full power, and they're glowing red. And the pilot, Dean Martin's going, you can't do this to a 707. It's not in the manual. And he gets it out of the snowdrift. And George Kennedy lights the cigar and goes, that's the trouble with the 707. It never learned to read. It's a classic line.
But yeah, I hadn't necessarily seen 0 Hour. I hadn't seen From Here to Eternity, which they take the piss out of on the beach with that wonderful line where he says I've got to go. My orders have come in. We're coming in at 0600 hours from the east, and we're flying into the fuel depot in Drambuie, and we'll be flying under the radar. And just when we be back, he says, I can't tell you that, it's classified. But the piss take was they were on this beach canoodling, and they were getting covered in seaweed, because that's a direct reference from Here to Eternity.
Yeah.
We were talking about secret sequels last week. Jesus, it's been a long week. We were talking about, and I mentioned Hustler and The Colour of Money. Sequel. Do you know The Thin Red Line, the Terrence Malick film from 1998 about the American troops in Guadalcanal in the Solomon Islands? That's a sequel to From Here to Eternity. Is it about the same guy?
They do all the atrocities in the village. They kill everybody in the village.
Oh, I can't remember.
Thin Red Line. There's one film where they all die. All the soldiers die, and you don't care because they've done so much terrible things in this village. They've killed villagers and stuff and gone in and done.
Isn't that a Vietnam War?
It might be in a Vietnam War.
Because there's Casualties of War with Sean Penn, who I hate, and I think Sean Penn.
Is that got Michael J. Fox?
Yeah, he's
we saw that the other week. Yeah, and my wife and I were like, okay, don't care. They're not very nice people.
Oh, Red Letter Media did a George Kennedy episode about 6 months ago. I'll have to dig that out. That sounds really good. Chris C reckons that Johnny English is an excellent piss taker James Bond. I think I'm sorry, I prefer Austin Powers.
Yeah, I don't like I you know, we all have blind spots, right? There are films that I never got Mr. Bean, and I don't get Johnny English. I don't know. I kind of like it, all the Blackadder stuff, and I like all that kind of, and I love the Not Nine Foot News in the 80s. But I just don't like.
I liked Mr. Bean when I was 10 years old because I was a kid.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then it was just a bit too simplistic. It was a bit, but I've got to give Rowan Atkinson his due. I mean, he is a very, very funny comedian. Very good at physical comedy. But the Mr. Bean movies, Mr. Bean goes on all day and that.
It's just not, the only thing Mr. Bean I remember, the one when he was painting the flat and he put the bomb in the white paint and left the room, and it went bang and the room was painted white. That was quite funny. That's what I remember.
Did they do that on Mythbusters to see if that would actually work? I'm sure they tried that on Mythbusters. It just like blew up the fucking room. But yeah, I was going to say Mr. Bean and like that sort of stuff. Yeah. I mean, one thing I will say about it is that it translates really well because there's so little speaking in it. Yeah. Loads and loads of buses that I was on traveling around the world, in South America, in Africa, in Asia, even in Oceania. I would be out there and I'd be on a bus somewhere going to the other side of the island or into another country, and I'd have Mr. Bean on the telly because it didn't need sound.
There you go.
Anyway, it's like pirate edition. We're getting arguments in the chat here. We go, what about Troll Hunter? There was a parody of Indiana Jones called Hysterical. I've never even heard of that.
Never heard of that.
Team America, is that on your list?
It's not on. Let me have a look. I like Team America. It's a bit un-PC, isn't it? But
it's very un-PC.
It's very un-PC.
It takes the piss out of the fact it's so un-PC.
Yeah, it does.
Sean Penn got really, really upset about that movie.
I'm not so well. I'm not seeing it on the.
Is it a spoof? It is a spoof. It is a spoof because it's
a sort of Thunderbird spoof, isn't it? And America and
the reason for them doing that was that terrible Thunderbirds movie.
Oh, the one that Will Riker,
Bill Paxman, and Bill, and it was live action, and they watch and they're like, what's the point of this? The whole charm of Thunderbirds and Flash.
Jonathan Frakes directed it.
Did he? Oh, not bad. Yeah. That's Riker from Next Generation. For those not in the know. But yeah, Joe 90 and Stingray and Indestructible Captain Scarlet. The joy was they were puppets. They were literal puppets. I met Jerry Anderson. Did I ever tell you this anecdote?
No.
He came and spoke at Fab Cafe when I worked there back in the year 2000.
Good band.
Sorry?
Sad Cafe, good band.
No, the Fab Cafe, not Sad.
Oh, Sad Cafe. Oh, sorry.
Fab Cafe. I'm probably piss taken there. And it was really interesting chatting to him because he was telling us about how he got started, and him and his wife just basically rented an office, and they paid for a phone line. This is back in the early 60s, like paid for a phone line, and they put like an ad in the paper saying they were a production company, and they got a phone call from Lou Grade. And he said, I need a puppet show. And they went, okay. Put the phone down and went, we've got to do a puppet show. We have no idea how to make puppets or how to make it look good or anything. They were just like, yeah, we'll do that. Talk about faking it till you make it.
Well, the good thing about them was, I mean, obviously Thunderbirds, and there was Joe 90 and Captain Scarlet and all those kind of... But they did spin off and make Space 1999, which I loved as a kid.
Yeah.
And that was with people.
Yeah. Lucy Willis says Troll. 1986 is my favorite Harry Potter film. Isn't Troll 2 supposed to be like the worst movie ever made? Is that the one where it's like they're eating them and then they're gonna eat us and stuff like that? Like, doesn't require a parody because it's already a parody. And so I just want to mention Scary Movie because that was the original name for Scream. It was originally called Scary Movie, and they changed the Scream. And when that movie came out, I can't think like the thing is about Scream. It is a parody. It's a piss take of the slasher films of the 1980s, Freddy, Jason, and all that, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
And so it was like a parody of a parody. I mean, some of the jokes were all right, but it was a bit like making American Pie the parody. Do you know what I mean? I didn't really get it. And to go on to the ones that I think killed off the genre, and we might see a great resurgence now with Naked Gun rebooted and Spaceballs 2. But it was movies like Meet the Spartans and an epic movie that were they just referred to a movie. They made a reference to it, and they thought that was enough to be funny, and it just wasn't. It didn't have a decent story behind it. It was just sort of a shit kind of Sweding, a reenactment of stuff that happened in the other movie. So I'll give you one instance. In the movie, epic movie, there's a bit where it's in a high school and there's some kids who are like the X-Men and there's one who's like Wolverine and he's got the 3 prongs that come out of his back of his hands, right? And he does this and he makes it one. They do that in the actual X-Men movie. Do you know what I mean? So it's like you've taken a joke that they did in the official X-Men movie of Wolverine giving someone the finger, but it's the middle blade of his claws. And I'm just like, oh my God. And I think there's a part of me that feels like I would rather someone not try to make me laugh than make me cringe that hard. That'll do me back in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh my God. I know. Yeah. We do need parody movies coming back. We do. I'd love pop songs that came back. We need a laugh.
Yeah.
And we going to the cinema to laugh at the moment. I mean, comedy films and parodies are good. I don't know. I think it's something we should. Let's go on to number 5 then. Yeah. Young Frankenstein.
Oh, fantastic. Mel Brooks. Yeah. 1967, was it? Young Frankenstein? 74. So that was after Blazing Saddles?
Let me have a look. Blazing Saddles.
It's black and white, so I just thought it was older.
It says that Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein are both 74 on the IMDb database.
Well, there you go.
2 films in 1 year.
Two fantastic films. Well, obviously Blazing Saddles, absolute brilliant parody of those old cowboy movies and just the general attitude towards black people in the 1970s.
That was done. I mean, when I was a kid, when that was out, because I was at school in 74, the farting scene was the one we all remembered because it was hilariously funny. But, because we're kids, I'm 9, 10 years, 11 years old, whatever it was. And they're farting. It's like, oh, that's really funny.
I like the way it was like the sets from the other movies at the end where they're fighting and the fighting goes into all the different sets. That was brilliant. I think that's because they couldn't think of a way to end it, but it worked. But yeah, Young Frankenstein, absolutely brilliant. Gene Wilder at his height. Well, I mean, Gene Wilder's also in Blazing Saddles, isn't he?
Yeah, he was. And,
what a guy.
Of course, and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, Gene Wilder's a great actor.
The Deadpool Wolverine film is good. 2 completely opposite characters. That's from Chris C. It was fun. It wasn't really a parody though. Birdemic is Birdemic. I don't know how you pronounce that, but it's Bird Pandemic put together or something. Alex is saying that's the shittest movie. Hot Shots was not too bad. Yeah, I liked Hot Shots.
So that's number 7. That's one.
Okay.
My favorite scene. So Hot Shots is great. I mean, it did parody like. Do you want to sign this insurance policy? I'll sign it when I get back off the mission. And I'm learning to play the piano and blah, 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 and all that stuff. Those lines are great. But the best bit is when he's saying, I'm a lonely soldier. And he's on a boat and he's going chug, 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 chug down the river. And you hear another voice and he passes his father coming the other way from Apocalypse Now. And he goes, I loved you in Wall Street. It's just the best setup gag ever. That's just made me laugh like a drain.
Absolutely brilliant. But yeah, you going back to what you were just saying then about we need laughter, because one thing that the right cannot deal with, you can call them Nazis, you can call them fascists, they don't care. It's water off a duck's back. You call them racist, you call them homophobes, you call them transphobes, they don't care. You laugh at them, you go, haha, you are absurd, and they cannot handle it. They cannot handle it. So someone doing a movie, like last year, there was a movie that came out called The Apprentice, and it was telling the story of Donald Trump. I saw
it. I watched it,
being this Frankenstein's monster of a man. That was a serious drama.
Yeah.
I think it would have been better as a parody. Just to absolutely take the piss out of him, make him absolutely the thickest, stupidest moron that just has this really bad taste. His talent is having the worst taste in the world. He thinks that like anything covered in gold is amazing. Like he sees some shit, but it's covered in gold paint, and he's like, "Oh my god, I need this." And they'd done the same movie pretty much, but absolutely ripped on him the whole way. I think it would have been more effective because it would have upset him to the point of probably madness, not that he's not already there, but also any of his little fanboys and fangirls who saw it would be like, "Oh, that's a bit close to the truth, isn't it?"
It is, though. It is. I mean, the funny thing is, just as an aside, I mean, right-wing comedy is just rubbish. There's the pronoun joke,
so shit,
and then
it's so shit.
It's the
take
pronoun
my wife.
joke.
Take her. No, she's awful. Please take her.
Oh, our pronouns are kicking ass. Boom, boom. I mean, it's just like, okay. So, it's like what the BBC. We've talked about them shifting right. I mean, they got rid of Mock the Week, and they get and the news quiz. They're slipping in right-wing reporters from some of the right-wing newspapers. They've got Jeff Norcott is always on, and it's like, they're not as funny as the left-wing ones. They're just not, in my opinion. I just don't find them funny, and it makes the whole. It's forced. They're forcing it in there, and it doesn't work. It ruins the flow of those shows.
Yeah, because it's just they're not funny.
No,
and they want everyone to be as unfunny and as miserable as they are. That's their question. Like, so if we can keep a sense of humor about us, and that's halfway. We're halfway there, Rachel. We're halfway there.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But I would like to see more parodies and more comedy and stuff like that, especially about the world in which we live at the moment. Because these little tin pot dictators like Putin and Trump, they can't take it. They can't take being laughed at. Trump probably left. On Monday, he left the G7 early. He probably left because he dropped those papers. And that's the reason he left. He's that petty.
Also, he didn't like the fact that the Italian prime minister was rolling her eyes at him across the table with Macron. I don't think he liked that. So this is number 6 above Hot Shots, and one of my favorite parody films, but only the first half, because it's actually, I love Vietnam films. So the first half is a Vietnam film, and then it all gets then it really loses the plot, which is Tropic of Thunder.
Oh, yes.
Number 6 on the list. It's great. Walking through the down out. They've all got the Rolling Stones music, the guns, the choppers. That if you go back to Forrest Gump and he goes, "I went to Vietnam," they've got Clearwater Creedence Revival, the choppers flying over the jungle. That is an excellent opening Vietnam scene. Yeah. And that will catch anybody that loves Vietnam films. And the Tropic of Thunder just did that. They got the Stones music. They got all that Vietnam music. They got the choppers, the guys with the guns and the cigarettes and the helmets, and they're walking in the desert. And they're parodying a Vietnam film. But it's really well done, and it works really well.
I think it's great. And I mean, I hear what you're saying about the second half of the film, that it's not quite the same. But I think that's where it switches to take the piss out of Hollywood. I mean, the whole thing is a piss take of Hollywood. How it romanticizes war movies, how it makes, and I just love the bit in it where, spoilers, sorry, what's his name? Guy from Severance, the main guy, Ben Stiller. Stiller, he goes, "These are my people," because they like his film, Simple Sam or whatever it's called. And he goes, "They love me. I'm going to live with them." And they're like, "Okay, then bye." And then 5 minutes later, he's running towards them, and all the villagers are chasing him. And there's a kid stabbing him in the neck with a pen, and he's like, "I was wrong." And that, to me, that always, I think of that scene whenever I see a painfully white, earnest American going to a country in Africa to be the white savior. I always think of that scene. These are my people. I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna hold those babies in my hand. And I'm gonna save them all. And
it handled that. Where, what's his name, Robert Downey Jr. But he's blacks up, and the black guy is going, "You can't do that, man. What are you doing?" And it's that parody of that kind of. And he's all in character, and he's like, "We don't talk like that. What are you doing that for?" And it is that kind of interaction that's sort of uncomfortable and funny, and it's done really well. But I don't know. I think I don't know. The other bit is the cameo from Tom Cruise playing with the ludicrous. Get back to him in the studio in the fat suit. That's really funny.
Even though I hate Tom Cruise, that was a
I know you hate.
funny.
I like.
It's a very funny cameo, I have to say.
It's a very funny cameo. Yeah, sorry, we have to disagree on some stuff.
No, it was a funny cameo. Just Tom Cruise, he gives me the creeps.
You gotta get over the Tom Cruise thing.
He just gives me the creeps. He's a bit weird. He's a bit of a weirdo, and he's part of the Church of Scientology, isn't he?
Well, you like The Handmaid's Tale. She's a Scientologist. I mean,
I don't like her. I mean, I like The Handmaid's Tale.
Didn't you like her in Mad Men?
She was also in The West Wing. She played Bartlett's daughter in The West Wing.
Oh, that's right. Kidnapped. She did. Good point.
That's what happens if you're a Scientologist. But yeah, no, I agree. I really like Tropic Thunder. It's an interesting conversation that I don't know if it's up to me and you to have about the use of blackface in that movie.
Yeah.
But I have watched reviews with black reviewers talking about how they feel about different uses of blackface blackface in different movies. And the one that I saw, and this doesn't represent everyone by any stretch of the imagination, but they were saying because it was taking the piss out of people who thought this was acceptable.
Yeah. Well, they weren't seriously doing it. They was doing it, and to say that has been done in entertainment in the past.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
Calling him out on it in that film.
Yeah.
And it was done quite well. I think it was. So number 9. So we've done the first 8. I've not even heard this film. Walk Hard: The Dewey Cox Story. Number 9.
Oh wow. So that's got Thingy C. Riley. I just shared a music video with you with him in John C. Riley. It's got him in, hasn't it? And it's a piss take of Walk the Line.
Is that what it is? Yeah, it looks like the Doors.
I think it's a piss take of all kind of those kind of movies. Yeah. But it came out after Walk the Line, didn't it?
Did it? Okay. Yeah. No, Walk Hard. Well, it has to be, isn't it? With Walk Hard. Walk the Line. Yeah.
John C. Riley, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Check out the new music video from Jack Weiss of the White Stripes. It only dropped a few hours ago, and it's well worth checking out. It's easy. And John C. Riley does the part. He's like playing a priest in it, and it's just hilarious. Yeah. It's really good.
It's really funny. What's confusing is on the front of the graphic is looking like the front of the Doors album where he's he's naked from the. Anyway. It's confusing for me. I'm old.
Anne Phillips says, do you ever notice that Tom Cruise in profile has a strangely blunt nose? No, because I'm too busy looking at that massive vein that he's got. He's got this massive vein in the middle of his head, and I find it really distracting.
Dr. David Banner.
It's the thetan. It's the thetan in his head. The level 7 thetan on the run from Galactic Lord Xenu. And Paul says, I can't stand Tom Cruise. He's the main funder, and some say the real leader of Scientology. He's crazy, and will not watch any film with him in it. There you go. So there you go. That's even liking him less than I do. At least I go and see movies with him in. Reluctantly, if they got Hayley Atwell in or Rebecca Ferguson, then I'll go and see it. And then Pete says, these days we have genres within genres. Marvel has drama in one film, horror in the next, comedy in others. They all do it. That's true. Christopher is mentioning Life Stinks by Mel Brooks. I've never even heard of that one.
Oh, I've never heard that one.
No.
The Producers and the other one, but
Producers isn't a parody. Is Producers a parody?
But it's Mel Brooks. But no, I haven't seen. Yeah, it is. It is funny though.
I suppose it's a parody of the theatre scene, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's got John Barrowman's song in it, which is "Springtime for Hitler." Makes me laugh. Okay, so then let's move on. The Comebacks, number 11.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it. It's a sporting movie.
Okay. Might have to look that up.
Yeah, I mean, this is the IMDb database. I mean, it can be a bit cranky. And then you're into The Meaning of Life, which we then talked about. The Ponce Python is number 12.
But what's that a piss take of?
The Comebacks.
No, The Meaning of Life.
The Meaning of Life is a comedy team takes a look at the life of all its stages in their unique, silly way.
Parody of life.
Well, when you go back, it says top 50 parody movies. That's how IMDb database describes.
Because I can argue that Life of Brian is definitely a parody movie. It's parodying Jesus Christ, for heaven's sake. For Christ's sake. And obviously, Holy Grail is taking the piss out.
All right, we'll jump over that one. Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead, fantastic.
Yeah.
One of the best.
Yeah.
Edgar Wright.
Yeah.
What's his name? Who's plays Sean?
Simon Pegg.
Spaced. The
Simon
guy from
Pegg.
Spaced. Simon Pegg, that's it.
Scotty.
His name just ran out my head
Space
for some
is
reason.
great. I love Space as a kid, as when I was younger. I think Shaun of the Dead and what's his name, who wants to be in the Potter movie, is in the Potter movie. Boo. Potter series. Nick Frost.
Nick Frost.
Yeah.
Who's also in another great parody movie, which is Hot Fuzz.
And Paul was an alien movie.
I haven't seen Paul.
You've not seen Paul?
No, I've only seen clips. It looked like a stoner movie to me. I just don't get it. See, the thing is, I've never smoked weed, so stoner movies that people go on and on about, like, this is the funniest fucking thing. I remember being forced to watch some Cheech and Chong. Honestly, it was about as funny as finding a lump. It really just, I was like, this isn't funny. And everyone else in the room is stoned off their tits, and they're all just giggling their heads off. This is like the funniest fucking thing they've ever seen. And I'm just like, Anchorman, Cheech and Chong, Paul.
Well, what's the pub at the end of the world? Isn't that the another one? That's not a parody of anything, though, is it?
No. Well, I suppose sci-fi movies, I guess.
Well, it sort of becomes a sci-fi movie, doesn't it?
Is it called At World's End, or was that a Pirates of the Caribbean movie?
Is it the pub at the World's End? Or was it just At World's End?
World's End or something.
Yeah.
But that was also the name of a Pirates of the Caribbean movie. So that's confusing.
I don't like those movies. It's not that I don't. When I just said to you, if I'm subconsciously pick up my pad and start tapping when I'm watching a film, I don't know why I've lost the plot of the film.
Yeah.
When I watch a film and I don't pick my pad up, my subconscious is loving whatever I'm seeing. And Parrot, when I watch the Caribbean movies, I don't find them really boring. Why?
Oh, probably because.
And I like Hornblower, so it's not about the ships in the period time, you know.
Lucy's pointing out, to be fair, Nick Frost is going to be in the new Jordan Gray sitcom, which is called Transactional, I think. And this idea is that he's blown up for saying something horrifically transphobic, so he gets a trans person to work in his supermarket, and she's fucking awful, and he can't get rid of her. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Maybe he'll, as a result of whatever comes from that, maybe he'll turn around and say, I don't want to do this Harry Potter show.
I hope so. I mean, the people who know trans people and are educated by trans people and friends with trans people don't tend to go off and do stuff that works against the poor downtrodden community that we are.
Do you know what, though? If J.K. Rowling was not with us anymore, I would have no problem with people being in a Harry Potter movie. Yeah. I wouldn't, because she wouldn't be directly benefiting from it. And there are so many artists that we love and, you know, from the past who are fucking monsters. And if they were still alive today, I wouldn't go and see them live. I wouldn't buy their music because they're fucking monsters. But now they're gone. They're not getting any money out of it. Fuck it. You know, it doesn't...
It's like watching and streaming things. Like I can't watch Frasier, can't watch any Stallone films, can't watch any John Vought films. When they've gone and they're not benefiting from any of them.
Yeah, we're going to have a Deliverance marathon. Have a Deliverance party. We'll all learn to play the banjo.
Okay, then Spies Like Us. Number 14.
Spies Like Us.
Yeah.
Oh, so this was 1980s, and it had Dan Aykroyd in it. Spies Like Us.
Yeah, it was. Exactly. It was Dan Aykroyd, Chevy Chase.
Chevy Chase was Bill Murray. No, Bill Murray wasn't in it. That was Stripes.
Bruce Davison, who's a good actor. Ronald Reagan was actually, well, it says Ronald Reagan was in it, but he must have been on like in a television in the background.
But he was an actor. That just turned up.
Yeah, but he was president when that was out, wasn't he?
He was in a
Frank Oz.
He was in a film called Bedtime for Bozo.
Oh, the monkey films.
Yeah, he was in a film with a monkey.
I thought he was famous in the 50s, yeah.
Sorry, yeah, Spies Like Us. Honestly, I think the last time I saw that would have been 40 years ago on a VHS tape from Video City 2.
Actually, yeah. Yeah, well, I would have thought Stripes wouldn't have been better. Stripes isn't in the top 50 parodies, but it's a parody of a war film, recruitment film.
Yeah.
Why is Stripes not in the top 50? That's a classic. With the dancing at the end.
Maybe they just don't count it.
Still walking down the street.
Maybe just don't class it as a parody.
Great.
Maybe it's got to be a parody of a film, so they can say this is.
Yeah, all right.
It doesn't work
enough.
otherwise.
Yeah.
So go on. What else have we got?
Right, 15. Johnny Dangerously.
Who's that?
Well, that's a good point. I thought that was
That's Johnny English.
Yeah, Michael Keaton, Joe Pesci,
Ooh.
Marilu Henner.
Well, that sounds good.
It does.
I want to watch that now. I'm going to write that down. Johnny Dangerously.
Yeah,
you've sold it. You've sold it to me, Rach.
Yeah, I've not seen it. I'm going to be looking. That's on my list now. So, okay. Number 16. Never heard of this. Don't be a menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood.
Yeah,
you know that
it's a piss take of like Do the Right Thing and sort of the Spike Lee films of the 90s. I've not seen. If I have seen it, I don't think I was sober when I saw it, but it's supposed to be really good.
Always a down of that.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll skip over that one. Then 17 is This Is Spinal Tap, which we love.
Yes.
18, we've done Scary Movie. 19 is Not Another Teen Movie. Number 19. Oh God. 20, Top Secret. We've talked about that. So that's Jim Abrahams. That was Val Kilmer. We talked that. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. We've done is 21. Galaxy Quest 22. Right, 23. Basketball. The film is called Basketball.
Yeah, so Basketball, that's the guys behind South Park.
Right.
And they invent this new sport, which is a cross between basketball and baseball, and it's called Basketball.
Right.
And I cannot remember anything about it, but it's Matt Parker and Trey Stone.
It hasn't
Trey Stone and Matt Parker.
23. It's because it's on the scores, right? It's on a they're basing a lot of this on the scores. Right. We did Hot Fuzz at 24.
Yeah.
What's Hot Fuzz? I mean, what's that parodying?
Cop movies.
Just cop movies in general.
Cop movies. It parodies Point Break, where he shoots the gun up at the air, and because they watch all the action movies, don't they? And then they want to be in the action movies.
Okay.
Right. Definitely a parody.
Okay, so 25, which I'm surprised is at 25 because it's classic. Mars Attacks.
I can't watch that now without thinking of.
Pierce Brosnan's in that film.
Yes, so many. Jack Nicholson plays the president of the United States. Yeah. And I can't watch it without thinking of Dominic Cummings. You know, the huge head, the brain head.
Glass tube.
That was a fantastic. It's got a huge cast. Like the cast in that movie is just insane. It's like the Who's
loads of cameos.
Who was in the movies in the 1990s, and it was just fun. It was based on a comic strip, I think, like a piss take comic strip from the 1950s or something.
But I like films like that. There are two films that, I mean, they're not funny. So if you look at The Longest Day, the black and white film about D-Day landings, every actor in Hollywood's in that film.
Red Buttons is in that movie.
Is he really?
It's just the most ridiculous name for an actor ever. Red Buttons. I think it's Red Buttons.
And also The Battle of Britain by Guy Hamilton directing.
Yeah.
Every actor in Britain is in that film. They've all got Kenneth Moore, Michael Caine, Susanna York. They're all in it. It's like some of them have got 5-minute bits and some of them have got big bits. But I love films like that where they're like, would you like to be in this film? We go, oh yeah, all right then, 10 minutes, walk on, walk off.
Red Buttons, he was in it. John Wayne, this is The Longest Day. Yeah. John Wayne, Henry Fonda, Robert Mitchum, Sean Connery, Richard Burton, Rod Steiger, Kenneth Moore was in it as well. I'm just trying to get names that you've heard of, but Red Buttons was just like the maddest thing. He played Private John Steele.
And also the guy, somebody else is in that film is the guy who played Guy Gibson in the Dam Busters. He is in that. He's in The Longest Day, and he actually was in the D-Day landings. So he almost plays the same kind of character that he was actually when he was in the landing. So that's quite interesting.
So many people in there.
Oh, it's a great watch.
Yeah.
Black and white, and it's meant to be, but it's
pretty epic.
The best line is the generals. He goes, the English are invading. Where are they coming, Calais? No, Normandy. Great film.
Just an insane, and then they had the American cast, British cast, French cast, German cast. They actually had Germans playing the Germans.
So it must have cost a bomb to make.
Yeah. But that was one of those big, epic
classic
1960s movies that it like Lawrence of Arabia or what were the other big ones? There was Iwo Jima, wasn't there?
Tora, that was it.
which means dive, not to be confused with a Tora.
And they remade because they did Pearl Harbor. They sort of remade it. But Tora is a bit more about the There's a lot of other bits.
We got. Someone's just said it's shit, but I don't know, Alex. What are you referring to? We've talked about loads of different things here. Tom Jones was in it, says Sarah, which is not unusual. Talking about Mars Attacks, yeah. Tom Jones was in that. I don't think he was in The Longest Day. Oh my God, Richard Burton. Richard Burton was just absolutely the man. Born of coal miners. He wasn't part of the private school mafia. Although he sounded like he was, he definitely wasn't.
Richard Burton was the man.
Cary Grant, he wasn't.
Hello, darling.
He wasn't part of the private school mafia either. Were we talking about Cary Grant and that
we did
his childhood? Like his dad told him that his mum was dead and she wasn't. She was in a care home. They didn't find out till years later. I think it was like 30 years later he found out that his mum was still alive. He was told that she was dead when he was like 9.
He's a great actor, Cary Grant. We loved him.
Crazy. Good film. Does The Death of Stalin get an honourable mention?
It's listed as a parody film. Now, is it in the top 50? Let's have a look. I'm just going. I did see it on one of the lists. It's definitely listed. It's not in the top 50, but it's definitely listed.
It's a very funny movie.
It's definitely listed as a parody.
Amano Nucci. And Steve Buscemi's in that, isn't he? And a bunch of others.
Yeah.
The guy, John Hamm, is he in that? John Hamm is in that from Mad Men?
Yeah, he might be.
Danny DeVito, Sarah Jessica Parker, Michael J. Fox, Rod Steiger, Paul White Winfield, Pam Grier, Jim Brown, and Martin Short were all in Mars Attacks.
I love Martin Short.
That's really cool. So yeah, Rod Steiger was in Mars Attacks and in The Longest Day. There you go. Comedy connections.
Yeah, and Mississippi Burning.
Oh, that's a fantastic movie.
That's a great film.
The best picture Oscar,
let's just throw another one in. 26 after Mars Attack. Club Dread.
Is this? Oh, I think this
Bill
is like
Paxton, Bill Paxton again. It's Bill Paxton. If this is Bill Paxton, no, it's Bill Pullman. Is Independence Day, isn't it? Bill Paxton is a comedy actor.
Bill Paxton is Aliens and True Lies, and he passed away a few years ago. I was really upset. He was in a fantastic movie with Billy Bob Thornton called A Simple Plan, which is just.
He was in The Butcher's Wife. Do you ever see that film? 1992. Okay, that's a good film. He was in that. That was a serious film.
I do get Bill Paxman and Bill Pullman mixed up quite a lot because they do have almost the same name.
This is our end of this. We will not go into the night.
It's only an actual. Dog 4x4 wants to know if Starship Troopers is on the list.
It is not.
It should be because that is a parody, but...
It's not funny, though. It's about fascists.
Yeah, now, Starship Troopers, Fight Club, and what's the other one? American Psycho all came out around the same time. They're
not meant to be funny, though, are they? They're not meant to be funny.
All of them, I think, are fantastic movies, but absolute failures in what they set out to do.
Yeah, because Starship Troopers is about fascism, and you're rooting for the fascists, right?
Yep.
So that's not good.
Yep. American Psycho, it's meant to make him look like an idiot, but he ends up looking really cool, and all these like Wall Street knobheads want to be like Patrick Bateman. And Fight Club, so many people have watched that and taken away from it that toxic masculinity is a great thing. I think Fight Club should have ended with Jack the narrator in a nursing home, put on loads of weight, and he's trying to get up because he needs to go to the toilet, and no one's coming to him because they all hate him so much, and he just shits himself to the sound of Bop by Hanson. Not Where Is Your Mind? Where Is My Mind by the Pixies. Nothing anywhere near in the same universe as cool as that. No, we're gonna give you Breakfast at Tiffany's by Deep Blue fucking something. That's the end of the movie. It's just him shitting himself in a nursing home while everyone just ignores him because he's such a twat. That's the way it should have ended. And the whole, Tyler Durden thing was in his head, but no, it ended with him blowing up loads of buildings. He had got the girl, shot himself in the head, and survived. And then they played the Pixies. I mean, as a movie, brilliant. But if you're going to try and convince people that toxic masculinity is not something to go in for, fail, massive fail, big capital F for fail. Sorry, that's my Fight Club analysis.
The Molly Maguires would be good for that scene of him in in a home or something. The worst day since yesterday. That would be great. That would be.
Yeah.
I've got a face that sunk 1,000 ships. You know, that would be,
yeah.
I don't know, that might work for that.
And then maybe someone could come in and he thinks Tyler's come to rescue him. And then he realizes he looks again at the nurse or something.
Yeah. 27, The Three Amigos.
Oh, I was going to mention this. We just mentioned Chevy Chase and also Martin Short. And the third person is Steve Martin. So do you ever watch Only Murders in the Building with them in?
I may have seen it.
Martin Short. It's a TV show on Disney Plus.
Right.
And it's a murder mystery show with Martin Short and Steve Martin. And rather inexplicably, it's got, what's her name? A young actress who's really cool. Forgotten the name. Singer, actress. Oh, that's not blowing it down, is it? Damn it. Someone's going to tell me in the chat now.
Martin Short often stands in for Jimmy Kimmel, and he's hilarious.
Yes.
Yeah.
Only Murders in the Building. It's a comedy drama series. Selena Gomez. Thank you. I'm saying thank you to the internet because I just typed it in. But yeah, it's got 97% on Rotten Tomatoes. And I think
it's a high rating on IMDb database.
Yeah, it's good. I don't know. It's not as laugh out loud funny as I feel it should be, but it's one of those films that you can just curl up on the couch and just TV shows. You just curl up on the couch. You don't really have to think about it that much. It's just a bit silly. It's just a bit daft.
I think the better film is what's the one where the three city boys go out on to learn to ride in that into the, that's the gunslinger guy who says you need to learn this, and he just points at his finger, and it's the same kind of three city boys going. What's that film called? It's
City Slickers.
City Slickers. Thank you. That's funnier than the Three Amigos.
Oh, Billy Crystal. Are you going to put Billy Crystal up against Steve Martin? In their pomp, in their heyday. Oh, I don't know if you can do that.
Oh, no. I don't know. I'm putting him up against it. I'm just saying the film was better.
I like City Slickers just because of the confectionery movie game where you change the name of... you got to change one word in a movie to that of a chocolate bar or a sweet or an ice cream or something. And so you can have Sissy Snickers. But even better, you can have Sissy Snickers 2, The Legend of Curly Whirly's Gold. Do you like that?
I do like that. I do that.
I just ate a Curly Whirly before I came on.
But it's got that actor, that guy. What's his name? Let me get Slickers. Let me get that guy, the actor's name up. City Slickers cast. Jack Palance.
Yeah.
He goes, but what do I need? You go. It's like, I just love that. I don't know. It rang my bell.
Isn't A Bug's Life? Isn't that a remake of The Three Amigos? Because you got the acrobat bugs, haven't you? And they're like the entertainers, and then they all think that they're the people who can take them to the promised land. I suppose Galaxy Quest is a redo of Three Amigos as well. Same sort of setup.
Yeah, I suppose it is.
The villagers think they're real. They've seen them on TV. They think they're actually real cowboys. They're real space
You must
cowboys.
rescue us. Need you to help us now.
It just goes to show there's only about like 8 different stories in Hollywood.
It's the Magnificent Seven, isn't it?
Yeah, the Magnificent Seven. It's all a rip-off of the Magnificent Seven. So there you go. Which was a rip-off of Seven Samurai. So yeah, it's all a parody of Seven Samurai.
It is.
But at least in Seven Samurai, they were actually samurai, weren't they? They weren't.
They were.
They were gunslingers in Magnificent Seven. Which just some of the best music ever committed to film.
Can you name the little test? Name the 7 riders in the Magnificent Seven, the actors.
Steve McQueen.
Yes. One.
Fuck, I don't know. Peter Fonda? No, he wasn't in it.
Yul Brynner. James Colburn.
Yeah.
Robert Vaughn.
Oh, very good. From Man from Uncle?
Yeah, Robert Vaughn, Man from Uncle. Brad Dexter.
Ooh, I am officially impressed.
Horst Brockholt.
Okay, that's 6.
Charles Bronson. Did I say Charles?
Yeah, Charles Bronson.
There you go.
Well done.
Yes.
Round of applause for Rachel.
It's the only one question that I hope will come up.
That's bloody fantastic.
Thank you
Charles
very much.
Bronson. I was trying to think of him. But yeah, he was also in The Dirty
Great Escape.
Dirty
I
Dozen.
like to dig. I'm
Great
claustrophobic and I dig.
Charles fucking Bronson. Is he still alive? Is Charles Bronson still alive?
Mr. Death Wish.
Yeah. Wasn't there like a thing, an early internet meme of Charles Bronson would just always kill everyone? No, he's still alive. Oh no, hang on. No. Sorry. No, he died in 2003.
Yeah.
Who was it? Who was the actor that there was an early meme about, like this double hard actor who would just destroy everything? It was like a shit meme that used to go around. I thought it was Charles Bronson. It might not have been. Might not have been. Someone's going to tell us in the chat. Charles Hawtrey. Lucy is asking if Charles Hawtrey was in Magnificent Seven.
Charles Hawtrey was not.
Someone mentioned Carry On Cleo. Carry On Cleo. Infamy. They've all got an infamy. That is a fantastic parody.
Yeah, that's right. That is a good parody. But the Carry On films are not in the top 50.
Bastards.
Carry On Spying was a parody of spy films. I think The Third Man was kind of shot like The Third Man.
Christopher Bowles asks if Canadian Bacon's on the list. It's not really a parody, though, is it? That's a Michael Moore movie. Canadian Bacon. Did Michael Moore write that? From TV Nation of fame, Bowling for Columbine. It was a movie. It was a dramatic. Yep. It was like a fictional movie. It wasn't a documentary, and it had John Candy in it, and it was about America declaring war on Canada. Like that would ever happen.
Familiar?
Chuck Norris. Sorry, Chuck Norris. Jesus, I'm sitting here going, it can't be Charles Bronson. It was Chuck Norris.
Well, there was a whole load of those. The Muscles from Brussels. Arnie.
No, he's still alive, 85 years old, Chuck Norris.
Well, all of those guys all ended up in those bloody Stallone films. Those 4, they've made 4 now. Those guys, all the superheroes and Kurt Russell, they're all in that. What all those films are called? Where they're all
the Expendables.
They're all. That's the retirement. That's the pension.
Space
fund
Cowboys. The bucket list. The bucket list 80s action edition.
I love Space Cowboys. If you're talking about the film.
Yes, that was pretty good.
That's the Daedalus Project, eh? See, remember they work for Daedalus.
Yeah.
Kung Fu Hustle at 29.
Oh, what a movie! What's that? At 29? I've missed out
29,
a few. Yeah. Kung Fu Hustle is the same people who made Shaolin Soccer, and it is just fucking
directed and
brilliant.
Starring its director.
Yes. Honestly, if I could really recommend one movie that we mentioned tonight that you might not have even heard of, never mind seen, Kung Fu Hustle. It's Chinese. I think it's Chinese, Hong Kong movie, isn't it? With subtitles. Yeah. But it is just taking the whole Kung Fu shit to like the nth level. I think it came out after Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and you know the way they dance through the trees.
It's not mocking the Kung Fu series in the 70s. It's mocking the
just the way that martial arts are portrayed in movies. Do you know what I mean? It's like someone will just go and like the sound of them go like knocks everyone off their feet, and it just you see it rumbling across the ground. It's really, really clever. It's really good. Well worth watching. That and Shaolin Soccer as well, where they use kung fu to play football. Tibetan monks, I think it's Tibetan monks. These Buddhist monks, they use kung fu to win at football.
And Mel Brooks is back in at number 30 with A History of the World Part 1.
Oh, I'm going to tell you something now that is a bit embarrassing. I've never seen it.
No, me either.
Okay, well, it's not that embarrassing then, is it?
Yes. We can jump. 31, Johnny English, we've done that. Dracula, Dead and Loving It, 32, we've done that. Superhero movie, number 33. I think I vaguely remember that. Leslie Nielsen's in it.
Oh my God, that must have been a late one for him.
Yeah, it was 2008, so I would say it was. 34, Wrongfully Accused. Leslie Nielsen again. God, somebody like Steyer beat Database.
I know he's in loads of parodies, but Wrongfully Accused, that's got to be The Fugitive, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah. Then Attack of the Killer Tomatoes at 35.
Oh, what a movie! Wasn't that made into a TV series for kids?
I don't know. I do remember the film though. To save the world from mutant killer tomatoes. And that's
just honourable mention then. Black Sheep. There's a New Zealand movie called Black Sheep, which is made by some of the guys from Weta. You know the movie special effects studio that did all the special effects for Lord of the Rings. A gang of the people from that made a film called Black Sheep, and it's about vampire deadly zombie sheep that come and attack you. It's very, very funny. It's very silly.
Yeah. Still Dead Set, still the best. Is it Dead Snow? Is it Dead Snow? The zombies and Nazis one. Is it Dead Set or Dead Snow? Dead Snow. When
I've not.
In the Norwegian hills, they find the coins, and every time people find these gold coins, these zombie Nazis come out of the hills from the. Is it Dead Set? Dead Snow?
No, Dead Set was the
Big Brother one.
Parody, wasn't it?
Yeah, it might be Dead Snow. It says on the cover on the CD, zombies and Nazis. What's not to like? It's a great. If you haven't seen it. Honestly, if you like zombie films, I think it's Dead Snow or something like that. You're going to love it. Honestly.
Tim Ballum there, £2 super chat. Thank you so much. And also thank you for the great quote from the Peter Jackson movie, Bad Taste. I'll kick ass for the Lord, which is awesome. But I don't think that was from Bad Taste. You're thinking of Brain Dead, which was also called Dead Alive in the US. Bad Taste is, I can't do that, mate. I can't do that, Barry. I'm a Derek. Derek's don't, man. That's some Bad Taste. But yeah, thanks, Tim, for that.
Dead Snow. It is Dead Snow.
Dead Snow. I've never even heard of it.
Very high rating in the zombie genre as well. It called Dwayne Being Dead. If you've not seen that, Graham, no. Quit yourself a film critic. I
don't. Literally, this is not my job. although I dug out a tape of me from 1999 in my bedroom as a kid, reviewing a bunch of movies that I filmed on my camcorder, and one of them is Go with one of them is Go, the movie Go. It's just called Go, with the guy from Deadwood in it. I think the guy from Deadwood's in it, whose name escapes me now. This is awful. This is like watching TV with your nan. He's the guy out of that thing, isn't he? With that fella, Timothy Oliphant. I think Timothy Oliphant was in. And there was the main character was a woman who went on to become a film director, whose name completely escapes me now, and it was directed by Doug. Doug. Good old Doug. Good old Doug. What do you call a man with a spade in his head? Doug.
Yeah, it's great. Did the exhaust pipe on my Dolomite. Excellent.
Go 1999. Doug Lehman. Right. There you go. I was halfway there. And let's see who was in it. Sarah Polley. That's her. She's now a movie director. And Timothy Oliphant was in it as well. And so was Katie Holmes.
There you go. He was like
I'm going to have to dig that out and put that online now, aren't I? Now that I've said it.
You should list all these films we haven't seen.
Yeah.
36, Loaded Weapon 1.
Oh, okay. So that's got Emilio Estevez.
Samuel L. Jackson. Get these goddamn snakes off my goddamn plane.
Was that Zaz film? Was that
Gene Quitano directed it, whoever that is. John Lovitz was the other. That's the three main stars listed.
Right.
A spoof of LA Cops. It's got to be Lethal Weapon.
Lethal Weapon, yeah.
Okay, John Austin.
Can't remember it at all. I can't remember it. I think I saw it back in the 90s.
No, these last ones are going to be quick, I think. Jane Austen's Mafia, 37.
Never even heard of it.
Never heard of it. Lloyd Bridges is in it, but he's third listing.
Oh, I love Lloyd Bridges.
Yeah.
In Airplane.
Fatal Instinct. 38. The star of that is Armand Assante, who was Judge Dredd. Judge Dredd's brother.
Oh.
He's the actor that played Judge Dredd's brother that tried to...
In that terrible Judge Dredd film that you like that I hate.
The one I really, really like that you don't like. Yeah, that's
Sylvester Stallone in, who we're not allowed to like anymore because he's a big Trump.
Which I'm not allowed to know. Well, I'm not going to watch it.
Well, there you go. Told you it was bad. Carl Urban, he'll always be my dread.
Boring. Going into the house to fight the gangsters. Right, I'm going to go make a cup of tea.
the police officer famous for never taking off his helmet. And then the first thing they do is, I've got to take my helmet off.
That's like the Mandalorian, isn't it? Oh, we never take them off.
Take it off. You have to know it's me. It's Pedro Pascal. Hello. Like, no, we know it's you, mate. It's fine. We
never take them off.
Yeah.
How do you pick your nose? Mystery Man at 39.
Mystery Man. Honestly, that's one of my favorite comedies in the 90s. So it's got Janine Garofalo in it. It's got Ben Stiller. and it's a piss take of superhero movies. Ben Stiller plays a character called like Mr. Furious or something,
Right.
And his special, like his secret superpower is that he gets really, really angry.
Okay.
And there's another guy who thinks he's invisible. I think Hank Azaria, one of the guys from
Hank Azaria,
is in it, and he plays a guy who throws spoons at people. I mean, honestly, it's the daftest thing you'll ever see. It's been Greg Kinnear. Greg Kinnear plays the baddie. Plays Casanova.
W.H. Macy's in it. From he was in ER and Jurassic Park 3. W.H. Macy.
Yeah, William H. Macy. He's fucking brilliant. He's in Boogie Nights. He's in loads of stuff. Great.
Started off in ER with Tom.
Was he in the original Fargo? He looks like he was in Fargo.
Yeah, he was in the film. Yeah.
Yeah. Paul Rubens was in it. Pee Wee Herman. Yeah, Hank Azaria. Jeffrey Rush. He played Casanova. Jeffrey Rush. He played the bad guy. Honestly, Casanova Frankenstein. Hank Azaria played the Blue Raja who threw spoons at people. I haven't seen it for years, and I'm probably getting a few of these details wrong, but I just remember it being the most ludicrously fun, daft piss take of superheroes. And this is way before the MCU was a twinkle in its daddy's eye. Do you know what I mean? This is before X-Men. This is before Spider-Man. This is 1999, which was a great year for film.
It was.
Come on, being John Malkovich.
Yeah, that's a great film. I don't talk. It's a great Saturday night sketch where he's on and the guy's sitting there going, "I am John Malkovich."
Yeah.
He goes, I don't talk like that. Yes, you do.
Galaxy Quest, that came out in 99 as well. Oh, so many.
That's a good one.
I think they thought that the world was going to end in 2000, so they thought, let's make all the good movies quick.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Yeah. The Millennium Bug that should never happen.
I like this from Dark 4x4 says, Graham's only job is landlord, and most would agree he's a very bad one as he pays people to stay in his property. Yes. I'm literally the world's worst landlord. I think that when people say, oh, they're the world's worst serial killer. And I think, no, they're not. They managed to kill people. The world's worst serial killer is someone who's tried loads of times to kill people and failed every time.
You're the world's worst letting agent for your island.
Yes,
you don't want to come here. It's full of scorpions. It's only got a solar panel. The water doesn't run. You're gonna have to build.
You're gonna have to learn to swim.
It's really hot. You don't want to come here.
It's just I don't want people to go over there and then just go, oh my god, because like when I was there, it was just every day. Do you know what I mean? It was just normal for me. It wasn't particularly weird, like to have to do all this stuff. But then I realized when someone from the city goes to an island and they've never been anywhere like that before, it can be a bit of a terrifying experience, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't believe it.
Tim Ballum, thank you very much for the £2 super chat. Maybe the last one of the night because we've got to wrap up very soon. Yeah. Tim says the job is to take out Nicholas Parsons. There you go. Okay, so we're up to, what was that, 39 Mystery Men?
Well, so that was, and then at 40, we're at the last 10. Silent movie at 40. Mel Brooks again.
Oh, okay.
76, not seen that.
No.
Marty Feldman. Dom LeLuise, who was in all the Cannonball films, etc. Then 41, Saturday the 14th. Oh my God, I wonder what that's taken off. That never saw that, never heard of it. 41, 42, I'm going to get you sucker.
Yeah.
You know that?
Yeah, it was a 90s film, wasn't it?
Yeah, 1988.
Oh, 1988. Okay.
Okay, so one I have seen, a little bit better. Support Your Local Sheriff, James Garner. That's quite funny.
I've not heard of that.
Oh, yeah. James Garner did a load of these kind of parody film. He did the Maverick.
Yes.
He came out and did the Maverick film and series. And then he did, which Mel Gibson then went ultimately to do. And then Support Your Local Sheriff, which was actually quite funny. But at the time, 70s humor. 1969.
Imagine being there in like 1999 and not knowing all this horrible stuff about Mel Gibson and Kevin Spacey. American Beauty came out in 1999, and going, and Tom Cruise will come out about what a nutter he was, and Scientology.
My favorite Vietnam film. I told you, We Were Soldiers. One of my favorite Vietnam films. Mine will be the first boot on in the battlefield, and I will be the last boot off, and all that stuff. I loved all that. I love that film, and now I can't watch it.
Yeah. What else came out in 1999? The last Kubrick movie, Eyes Wide Shut. That was 1999, wasn't it?
Right. Well, we talked about that last week, didn't we?
Yeah,
but, Full Metal Jacket's a good film. Didn't Kubrick do that? That's good.
Yes. 1986, I think. Before then, it was Barry. It was Shining. Before then, Barry Lyndon. Clockwork Orange, 2001: Space Odyssey, Doctor Strangelove. I'm Spartacus. I'm Spartacus. No, I'm Spartacus.
And there was another film that Kubrick.
Killing.
Weird. I can't remember what the film was, but it might have been Star Wars. But Kubrick doesn't get a credit, but they brought him in to light a film that nobody could light, and he came in and lit the whole scene and I might have been Star Wars. They brought him in. They had some problem with some lighting a whole set.
Yeah.
They brought him in. He lit all the set and then fucked off.
It might have been Star Wars. Star Wars was filmed in Britain, and he lived in Britain most of his life. It's either
Star Wars or it's Spy Love Me, the ship with the 3 submarines. It's one of those. They couldn't light it. They couldn't get the lighting right. He came in, lit it, and fucked off, and he didn't get a credit.
Magnolia, that came out in 1999 as well. Yeah. It's a fantastic movie, and Tom Cruise is fucking brilliant in it. He's in 2 really good movies in 1999.
Get a room. Okay, down to the last few now. The Kentucky Fried Movie.
Yes, that is Zaz. That's the guys who made Airplane. It was the movie they made before Airplane, and it was a piss take of just like late night watching TV, stupid adverts coming on, just daft programs, TV shows. It's very funny. It's very funny. Yeah, I do like Kentucky Fried Movie.
But Bill Bixby, I didn't know Bill Bixby had done anything else other than The Incredible Hulk.
No, he's in it. But it's more like a comedy. It's more like a sketch show.
Right. Oh, okay. Right. That one passed me by. 45, The Return of Captain Invincible.
Never heard of it.
Alan Arkin, Christopher Lee are the headliners in that film.
Wow. Okay.
I know, right?
I'm going to have to check that out now.
Yeah. I mean, Alan Arkin is great.
Yeah.
Little Miss Sunshine. He was brilliant in Little Miss Sunshine.
Yeah.
Okay. Coming nearly at the end,
22.
High Society. This film's called, this is called High Anxiety. Mel Brooks film again.
High Anxiety. Okay, yeah. I was thinking of High Spirits there for some reason, but the guy played Dumbledore.
High Society.
Richard Harris. Yeah. High Anxiety. Yeah. Okay. What else have we got?
Last 3. A Mighty Wind.
That's the guys behind Spinal Tap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christopher Guest directed. Christopher Guest stars.
It's about an orchestra, isn't it, or something? Yeah,
folksman. Folk. I imagine it's probably like French. Whatever's that film French, the one about the folk singers, based on a true story.
Folk singers called the Frenchman, the French lieutenant's woman.
Oh my goodness, my wife
the
likes
French
it.
Letter. The French
connection. It's about the Cornish. It's about the Cornish.
Was Gene Hackman in it? Did he play Popeye Doyle?
That'll come to me.
There was a sequel. We talked about sequels last week. There was a sequel to French Connection. It was shit.
Yeah, French Connection too.
There was a sequel to Chinatown called The Two Jakes, and it was shit. Oh. And then there was a sequel to that called Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which was really good.
There you go.
You might think they exist in different universes, but I will fight you on this one.
Can't wait. Okay. Coming 48, Spy Hard.
Oh.
And it's our friend Leslie Nielsen.
Leslie Nielsen. Yeah. That was all right. It wasn't
okay,
terrible.
This one I have not heard. Billy Zane is in this. 49, Silence of the Hams.
Fuck me.
Oh my God. Billy Zane is in that.
Oh,
and even the cover is a picture. It's got Dom DeLuise on the cover with the butterfly on his nose, like the cover of the original Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, High Anxiety is a Hitchcockian spoof. So it's a spoof of Hitchcock. That's what High Anxiety is. I've not seen it. It's Mel Brooks, I think, taking the piss out of Hitchcock. So I will have to watch that somewhere.
Right. And then at number 50, you're not going to get this in a million years. The Great Dictator with Charles Chaplin.
Why would I not get that in a million years? That's a great movie.
I know it's a great movie and it's a parody, but it's
a parody. It's a parody of the Nazis. I mean,
I know, but I mean, better than that. Like, all we've had is 70s and 80s, and films where they peaked, and then they go back to 1938.
I love that. So instead of having a Nazi symbol on their arms, they've got the double cross. They've got 2 crosses. It's a double cross because obviously Nazis. But
Fisherman's Friend, by the way, is that singing film. Fisherman's Friend, the Cornish fisherman.
Oh, Fisherman's Friend. So not the French lieutenant's woman's connection.
No, I think it's called Fisherman's Friend. It's a great film. You've not seen the Fisherman Friends film?
I've never heard of it. No.
I hope I've got that right.
You can look it up. Well, I say hello to everyone in the chat.
I'm sure it's
Fisherman's Friend, says Jan.
Yeah, thank you.
Pinewood, my neck of the woods. There's a space in my foxhole for you. Might bring snacks. Pinewood was on the Thames. Surrey Way, is that where you are from? Alex French. Graham, is there nothing you don't know? There's loads. We mentioned quite a few films, Sarah, that I've never even heard of. Never mind not.
And he doesn't know. And he doesn't know the Seven Riders.
I don't know the seven. I might know the 7 ancient wonders of the world, but I don't know the 7 fucking magnificent people. Well, go on. Name the 7 samurai then, smart ass.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a little bit of trouble.
Tommy Mifune. That's the only one.
All in Casino Royale.
I'm gonna get you. Sucker is the worst of 2 blaxploitation spoofs. Black Dynamite is better, says Lucy. So I'm gonna trust Lucy on that. She seems to have the right idea. What about Scrooged? Oh yes, with Bill Murray. That is. But is that a spoof? Film. Is it a spoof? It's a retelling.
It's telling the story of Scrooge, right? And it does it.
Yeah, but it is not. It's not. It does it. I mean, it's a comedy, but it is. It's not taking the piss out of.
It is taking the piss out of Scrooge.
Because he has the same result, doesn't it? He's a TV exec and he's a gobshite, and then he sees all these ghosts.
Yeah. It is. That's a really good one. I don't know why. I mean, I think the IMDb database has really missed the mark on some of these, but I think that is a really good one. In fact, that's one of, it's like you watch Die Hard and I watch Scrooged. Because they're my 2 Christmas
films, the Muppets Christmas Carol?
I haven't seen any Muppets films.
Oh, the Muppets Christmas Carol.
Can't do it. I grew up on the Muppets, so I never saw their films.
The best. Kieran Crossan, thank you very much for the £5 super chat. It's very kind of you. Pop that in the kitty for one of my favourite shows of the week, but I'm nearly always watching on catch up. Oh, thank you so much, Kieran.
Thank you.
That we are one of your favourite shows.
Yeah, right, we're not widely watched, but we're not. It's because we're not talking about politics, and that's the whole point.
I like just talking bollocks about music and movies and telling people to go.
I mean, that's what. Yeah, we may not do a movie one next week. We'll do something else, but I don't know. It is.
Did you see this parody that Kate Nash has just done?
Oh, I saw you. It's been posted in the politics chat.
So Kate Nash has done her own little Brass Eye style spoof of like a news report where she goes and asks people about feminism and trans people and TERFs, and it's like what is a TERF? And she's done it in Brass Eye style, and I just love her. She's brilliant.
Because remember that cake Brass Eye? She could go. Yes. It's called TERF.
Yeah,
it turns you into.
Watch it because you can.
I will.
Excellent. She references one of the funniest jokes from Brass Eye in it about being blasted into space.
Excellent.
So please do check that out if anyone can just type in Kate Nash into I don't know, TikTok or whatever the kids are using these days. I don't know. They're all going around sniffing glue. Yeah. Oh my God, we're planning the end of the world in here. Guess who gets to join in and what they can provide? Lol. Things go on. We muddle through. We
do. The arc of love and inclusion moves forward slowly.
It does. Shatner's bassoon, shouts Freckle Puny. That's a Brass Eye reference. Okay, so thanks very much for joining us. Thanks so much to lovely Rachel for being here and having a chat with us tonight. And we'll see you, or at least I'll see you in the morning, tomorrow morning, bright and early, 9:00 for Morning Brew, where we get back to talking about bloody politics. But if you like this and you want us to make more shows like this, hit the like button. We like a like. And until next time, I'll say thanks for watching. Thanks for the chat. Thanks for the super chats. Hello, good evening, welcome, and goodbye.